Interestingly enough, this is a long relationship starting from the Soviet Union. It is a relationship that is, actually on several foundations. One, it is about trust. One, about technology transfer when it comes to defense as well as trade. And the other is about how a nation that required our help is being given, especially post 1991. You have India being a benefactor to Russia, and similarly, when Russia was required to help us also, they have been doing it in the United Nations when it comes to Kashmir. But this is much beyond. We are being targeted on the Russian oil purchases by a country that has been seeing from a geopolitical prism that is very recent. How do we, in fact, see this bilateral relationship going further? And at the same time, why is it that U.S. doesn't understand, long-term aspects of geopolitics?
See, there are two things. This is a multilateral fora. This is not a pure play bilateral meeting which is taking place between Russia and India. Within the multilateral fora, which is the Shanghai Cooperation, we have seen multilateral meetings between Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping, and now Prime Minister Modi is meeting with Putin. Though SCO was, since its inception, was focused on a different field, which is Central Asia, but SCO has grown in a different direction because of the weight which Chinese economy enjoys. Now, if we say that why this is important, the meeting between Prime Minister Putin and Modi is not new. I think both countries are deeply invested in each other through defense and strategic ties. What is new is that the calibration which is taking place because of the unpredictability of the Trump administration. Trump administration has thrown the rule book order to the wind. It has put India in a pick-win situation where recalibration of ties have to take place. I am not going to say that this is a great reset that has taken place between India and China, but I think there is some sort of a tactical arrangement which has come into place. And it is for this reason that the Prime Minister went to SCO. It is why that the Kazan meeting yielded some results. So, it's not as if that it's all bright and sunny. Tea leaves are still muddy. 2 months ago, one of our leading generals said we didn't fight a war against Pakistan, we were fighting a war against Turkey and China also. So in that context, we have to understand that we have not changed sides. India has not shifted from a close American relationship and jumped into a different alliance. India is trying to maintain its strategic autonomy. I think it's that perspective which is important. India is trying to deal with its trade issues. That is another important thing, because doing trade with America and doing trade with China are two different things. And India is trying to realign its relationship in a changing global order. That is what is happening. I think there is a play which is taking place and it has not ended yet. This play is not ended yet. On 3rd, there will be a big, I would say, military parade in Beijing. Not one Western country would be there because it marks 3rd of September, the official surrender of Japan in World War II. Kim would be there, Prabova would be there, Pezeshkian would be there, Putin will be there, Xi Jinping will be there. Western leaders will not be there. India is also not going to be there. So my point is very, very simple here, that we have to understand that India has deepened these relationships because there is great unpredictability on part of the Trump's administration. So we have to see it in the line of changing relationships. And I have to insist on this. It is not as if that everything has changed. The border issue remains. We have deep relationship with Russia, but the issues of repair remains. Why did we shift to American and Israeli technology in the last 30 years? Because we always had issues in terms of repair, in terms of timeline management when it came to Russian aircrafts. We need not forget that. So we were trying to compensate for that by opening different markets, which is French market, Israeli market, the American market. So all those leverages are there. So I would quote Jaishankar, Europe's war is not India's war. You can't wish away your neighbor. Neighborhood is very important. And in terms of foreign policy, there is nothing called gratitude or being emotional about it. If despite so much of bitterness, we could reset ties with Male, we can have some sort of a working relationship with Beijing. Hindi chini bhai bhai is very rhetorical. There is no great dosti that is happening. It's a working relationship in place. I would see it very modestly from that perspective.